Good afternoon, my name is John, and this is the Homestead Diary. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on at the Homestead this Saturday, this day of rest. It's been a good week, things that we've done. We worked a couple days out at this lady who bought a couple of commercial greenhouses from her, and we went out there and continued pulling them down, getting it prepped for the group to go out there and take all the arches down. So those were a busy couple of days. Little things around the homestead. We've got an old freezer that we picked up that actually still works, and we're working on scraping that and getting the rust off of it so we can get it painted. Today Amber's actually working with the kids to get the pool down. They pulled the shade cloth and they're pulling the fencing around it. We decided that we're going to take part of one of these commercial greenhouses, the 30 by 30 section, and create an area that is around what will be the pool area and the general play area that's sheltered, so that even when it's cold outside, the kids should be able to go outside and enjoy being out and not be freezing. And so that's kind of the plan there. Don't know when that's going to get put up, but definitely see it happening relatively soon. These greenhouses that we've managed to acquire are just massive, and we got two of them, and each one's going to be split roughly in half. Some of them will be used as greenhouses, others for shelters for equipment or whatever. Absolutely amazing, the opportunity that we stumbled on. And so, praise Yah, grateful for that. And so, that's one project. We did some discussing about what we're going to do in regards to our pump house. Midway through actually I think it was May, the tank T going into the pressure tank split. Don't know why. It wasn't cold. It wasn't like it froze or anything, but it needed to be replaced. And when the plumber came over and was doing the work, he told us, with the depth of the well, you've got to pump like according to what I'm looking at with the depth of the well and how much power is going to it. You've got a really powerful pump that fills this. I think it's a 48-gallon tank, pressure tank, really quickly. But then what happens is the pump has to cycle on and off frequently in order to keep the tank full, because it's a relatively small tank. He said you need to get a 96-gallon tank. And so that's what we did. The problem is the 96-gallon tank is too tall to fit inside the little metal shed that houses the pump and the equipment and all that kind of stuff. Well, it doesn't house the pump because the pump's down in the well, but you get the idea. Anyway, we have to rebuild the shed, and we needed to do it anyway because the shed is uninsulated. The previous owner just put up some foam around the pressure tank and the systems and whatnot, but it really needs to have a proper building because it's a pretty important part of the homestead. And so we're going to be doing roughly a 12 by 16 shelter around what is currently there, an actual legitimate shed, insulated and wired and all that. And part of it will be obviously the pump house type equipment. But then we're also going to put a bathroom in there, which will be good for when we're working out of doors. Don't have to go all the way over to the house. Excuse me, getting over a little bit of a Massachusetts cold. Anyway, we will do a bathroom, full bath, I'm assuming. And then that building is also going to house our solar system. It's going to house the batteries and the inverter and the charge controller, and then the panels are going to go on top. And so it should be a good centrally located system. That happens to be where the power going to the house comes through the property. It goes from the pole to the pump house and then comes up out of the ground, and it was junctioned there and sent over to the house because the house was built after everything else. And so that's where we're going to put our transfer switch, so that when we want to run off-grid, we can just flip a lever and it goes off-grid. And all the systems will be there, and so that'll be good. It'll be, I think, relatively simple, relatively easy to maintain because of the way it's going to be set up. And so pretty excited about getting that in. And so that's kind of the next big project after finishing the siding and filling in the trench. We have some electrical connections to make from the trench where we ran power up the hill to where we're going to put a barn, and also ran a couple of yard hydrants. And then we've got a spool of wire, which you'll end up seeing it later as we continue the project. But we've got to connect it into the house, and then run it underground to the point where it it tees and is going to go over to the pool area where we're going to have 50 amps of power for an RV or something like that. And then of course it'll power the pump and all the other stuff for the pool area. So big plans. But once the trench is filled, and we'll continue with the trench later to power the pool area. Once the trench is filled and I've got the siding complete and got a coat of paint on it, then we'll begin work on the pump house / alternative energy area, and hopefully we'll get to the point where we can just be all necessary. Jump. Anyway, I think that's about all that we have for now, and we hope you all have a blessed day.